join me for Tai Chi today. This week we're going to do the third part in the series we've been working on, the 24 Posture Therapeutic Qigong Form. This series of movements is for the lower body. One of the wonderful things about this set is that every single movement is about balance and helping you to improve your balance. So before we begin, we'll do a little bit of a warm-up practice. The warm-up we're going to do today is called ringing the bell. Very, very easy. So just begin by letting your body move. Feel the gentle twisting of your spine. Notice the weight shifting. Notice how each time you shift your weight, you feel your feet relax more and sink deeper into the ground. So just focus on the movement right now. Notice your breathing. Notice how your body feels. Just allow yourself to relax. Breathe normally. And focus on the experience you have in your body. And smile. Now we're going to add a few more things to ringing the bell. As you move your hands, I'd like for you to tap. So as I'm tapping now, focusing on landing my tapping on my liver and my spleen. And it brings energy to these organs. Every time you tap, you feel a little burst of energy. And see if you can feel that. And now we're going to tap a little higher. I'm going to come up in the chest area. I'm going to be tapping gently in my chest area. I'm still going to be able to feel that little burst of energy. As you tap here on your chest area, you're bringing fresh energy to your lungs and to your heart. Just notice that. Smile. So now, as you go around the back, I invite you to see if you can let your hands come up high enough, tap on your kidneys. So again, sending a little burst of energy to your kidneys, helping them to release the stuck chi and help the chi in your whole body to flow. And now, just relax, come back to your regular swing. Now we're going to try a little experiment. I'd like to see how it feels if you let your eyes follow your hands. So just try that with me. Notice how that feels a little bit different. Most people feel that tapping in this way generates a lot of energy, kind of fiery, energizing. And now we'll try something else, coordinating your eyes with your hand movements. Now we're going to let your eyes go in the opposite direction. So here we go. Notice how this might be a little bit harder. Notice how it creates a completely different feeling. Most of the time people feel more grounded, more solid, more relaxed doing this movement. And now just go back to the gentle swinging your arms, rotating your spine. And we'll come back to center. And let's take a moment. We'll stand like a tree. Let your feet sink into the earth. Relax your knee joints. Relax your hip joints. Feel your lower body sending down roots deeper and deeper. Now notice your shoulders. Release, relax any tension in your shoulders. Feel your body grow 1 inch taller. Your chin comes in slightly. And let your arms float out to your sides. Lightly wiggle your fingers, relax your fingers. Notice how your body feels. Take a nice deep breath. Okay, so we're going to bring all that wonderful energy into your dantian, into your belly center. Gather it in. And now we're going to begin the last set of the 24 postures. So number 17. Number 17 is all about balancing yin and yang. So I'm going to cross one hand over the other. I'm going to come up, cross my hands above. And then I'm going to bring my hands down. And it's like I'm gathering all the chi. Bring it up my core. And relax. And step a little further back so that you can see my whole body better. So we're balancing yin and yang. Bringing yin and yang, the opposites, together in our body. Right side, left side, up, down, back, front. So wonderful, gentle practice. So again, you're going to cross the other hand over now. So cross the hands. And we'll cross the hands over the head. And we'll scoop down. So we're gathering up a basket of chi, yin and yang chi mixed together. And then relaxing down. And just repeat, alternating one side and then the other side. Gathering up this basket of balanced chi. Feel your body settling and relaxing. Wonderful. So now wash the organs. Our next movement is called the white crane, circles knees. So I'm going to bring my knees a little closer together and put my hands down towards my knees. They don't have to be on your knees, but down towards your knees, whatever's comfortable for your back. And then you're just going to circle your knees. Nice and slow. Let your breathing guide the movement. Now we're going to go the other way. Notice how this is affecting your lower body, your feet, your lower legs, circulating your chi in your knee joints. Okay, so now we're going to step back out and wash the organs. Our next movement is called riding the horse. So I'm going to bring my hands here and just below my belly button. And I'm going to be moving my hands up my core channel and down my core channel. Now in Tai Chi and in Chinese medicine, there's something called the microcosmic orbit. Probably the most important meridians in the body. And this channel flows in a circle. It can flow up the back, down the front. It can also flow up the front and down the back. But notice how as this channel moves and flows, it's circulating the chi in the area where your organs are clustered. So think of this movement as bringing chi up and down the core channel while at the same time strengthening the lower body. So begin breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And this will be our last one. Breathing in and breathing out. Now wash the organs. So our next movement is called Taming the Tiger. So I'm going to widen my stance a little bit. And you can do anything that's comfortable with your hands. A lot of times people like to put them on their hips or on their back, sides and the back. We're going to stretch, lean to one side and feel the stretch on the insides of the legs. Now come back to the center and lean to the other side. Feel the stretch, the inside of the legs. So breathing in, breathing out as you stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Notice what's happening in your lower body, especially this wonderful stretch at the inside of your thighs. It's really hard to get that area stretched. So one more. And come back to the center. And wash the organs. So the next movement is, according to my teachers, the most difficult movement in the entire 24. And this has to do with the issues of balance. It's called the swordsmith stokes the fires. So I'm going to give you two different versions of this movement. The first version is going to be easier than the second movement. So, or the second version rather. So just get your stance comfortable. And what we're going to do, I'll separate the hands and the feet for a minute, is I am going to put my weight on one foot, bring my other foot behind, shift as though I'm making a curtsy, and then I'm going to come up, back, so my feet are side by side. And try the same on the other side. Shift my weight. Notice how my feet are in kind of a zigzag shape to form the curtsy. So now I'm going to add the hand movements to it. So as I'm going to breathe in, and as I breathe out and move, I'm going to punch forward as my foot goes back. And come back, loose fists at the sides. Breathe in and punch forward. Sink. Come back to center. So breathe in, breathe out. Come back to center. Breathe in, punch. Breathing out and back to center. So that is the first version number 1 of that movement. Version number 2 is a little more difficult. It's exactly the same movement, except that we're going to be rotating from side to side, which adds another balance dimension. So I'm just going to demonstrate it for you right now. And if this form is new to you, you're welcome to practice version number 1 for as long as you like until you become more comfortable and feel balanced. In fact, many people like to have a chair or a wall close by, just in case you feel like you're losing your balance. Okay, so here's version number 2. I'll do the feet first. So I'm going to rotate my foot on one side, and my foot is going to come behind in the zigzag formation and curtsy. And then I'm going to step back out. Notice my feet are almost pigeon-toed right now. I'm going to turn, bring my foot back in a zigzag, and then come back. So now we're going to add the hands to it, and the hands are exactly the same. One tip that I have for you with doing this movement is that in my experience, it's really important to inhale at the beginning of the movement and to exhale as you are delivering the punch and stepping back with your foot. So you're welcome to try that and see if it helps. So here we go. So breathing in, turning, step back, breathe out and punch. Breathing in, rotating the feet, breathe out, punch. Once more on each side. Come back and wash the organs. This is perhaps my favorite move in the whole form, and my reason for saying that is the feelings and the sensations of stretching that I get in my feet, my lower legs, my legs, and my hips. As someone who has had to deal with back issues, I've found that this particular movement is the most helpful and the most therapeutic for me if I'm dealing with a little bit of back stiffness or back pain. And it's great for your balance. So the next movement is called Circulate Qi in the organs, and it's very similar to a movement in the group, the first group, the 1 through 8 group, but it's got a little something added to it. So you may remember that we had the movement where we hold the teacup, we in the palm of the hand, and we move the teacup, and we lead the teacup, push the hand up, move the teacup without spilling the tea. And again, same with the other movement. We forget the tea at part 2 of the movement, but this time we're going to cross the body and then bring the qi down on the opposite side of the body. So I call this circulating qi through the meridian. So hold the teacup, bringing the teacup up, pushing it up, and now imagine that you're just drawing a field of qi right down the opposite side of your body so that your whole body is pulsing and radiating with qi. So activating the qi from the earth up to the sky, and now bringing it down the other side. Activating the qi, hold the teacup, push up, forget about the teacup, and bring the qi down the other side. We'll do it one more time. On each side. And we'll wash the organs. With that last movement, many times in energy work or with Tai Chi practitioners, talk about the qi field, or sometimes the egg of light that's around us. And of course, we have a body, but our body is inside of a qi field, which is roughly, when we're in a really good state, especially, it's in a beautiful egg shape and not a distorted egg shape. And so with this qi field, with this movement, we are actually, if you can picture yourself in the egg of light as you do this movement, you can feel that you're moving the qi all around, side to side and front to back. It also is one of my favorite movements. So the next movement is called the Lotus kicks in 4 directions. And again, all of these movements are wonderful for your lower body and for your balance, and this one included. And as far as your arms go, you can hold your hands at loose fists, or you can put your hands on your hips or in your back. And what we're going to do is just kick in 4 directions. So I'll begin by kicking forward, kicking back, cross in the front, and kicking back and to the side. So kicking forward, kicking back, kicking across in the front, and kicking back and to the side. Kick, 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 kick. Notice how your hips feel, and your pelvis, and your low back. This movement is wonderful for all of those things. And besides that, of course, it's great for your balance. This will be our last one. And we'll wash the organs again. Now we get to the very last movement. And one of the things, if you are in my classes, you know that I say frequently, is that walking is a Tai Chi movement. In order to be a Tai Chi or Qigong movement, all you need to do is to have a movement, to focus on your breath as you do the movement, and to have a focus with your mind. So when your mind, your breath, and your body are all working together, you're doing Qigong. So this is a very stylized walk, and it's designed to stretch all of the acupuncture points and the meridians in the foot. So before I demonstrate, we're going to talk a little bit about walking. So when I step out, I'm going to step out on my heel. You can try that. And notice that this is where we ground with our walking step. We sink in. We even have a phrase called we dig in our heels. So when I step on my heel, I'm grounding, I'm emptying, I'm cleansing my energy into the earth. On the other hand, when I step out on the ball of my foot and I push into my ball, and you can go ahead and try it with me, you'll feel that instead of sinking down, you're really pushing off. And so this is the part of the walk that is about moving forward, lifting up. And so this is, walking is a perfect balance between releasing, emptying, grounding, and gathering and moving forward and up. So this stylized walking movement emphasizes that, and it also really, really stretches your feet and your ankles and your muscles in your lower thigh. So I'm going to begin by stepping out with my heel, and I'm going to take my time and notice the stretch in the back of my leg. And then I'm going to step through with the other foot and push up on the toe of that same foot. And notice how I'm stretching the toes. And then I'm going to come back and stretch the back of that same foot and put the heel down again. And now we'll switch to the opposite foot. So heel, step through, stretch the toe of the same foot, step back, stretch the heel of the same foot, and come back to start. So heel, stretch the back of your calf, walk through, stretch your toe, and take your time in these positions. Let the stretch happen. And now we stretch the heel again. We'll do the opposite foot. Stretch the back of the leg, the calf muscle. Step through. Stretch the ball of the foot. Hold. Step back and stretch. I'm going to do this once more on each side. And again, you can let your hands be at your side, or if you'd rather, you can put them on your hips. And again, wash the organs. This movement is not only a wonderful, wonderful stretch for your feet and opening up those meridians, and all of your meridians begin either in your toes or in your fingertips, but it also is a wonderful balance practice. So now you know all the movements of the 24 Posture Therapeutic Qigong Form. So I hope that you have enjoyed this practice, and I look forward to seeing you next week And I hope that you all have a wonderful week. Be well and be safe.